Watch Loyal to the Foil, but don't believe anything she says. Do your own research for yourself. Don't let other people think for you.
Yeah, definitely don't let other people think for you. What is up, peeps? Good to have you guys here. Welcome to Cognitive Dissonance, our favorite night of the week, Friday. Conspiracy theory trivia. I am joined today by the lovely luminary. Definitely not the Kate Awakening, right?
Definitely not. I should have worn my rubber nose and
Right. Right. One of them glasses with a little nose attached, right?
and the mustache.
Right. Definitely. The what? The mustache. The
I don't know.
mustache.
I
Look
say
at
it to my dog because my dog has a mustache.
that. A mustache. I like it. I like it. What is up, Viper? Good to see ya. Blonde BLQ. Thank you for the phone. Much love to you. What up, Wonder Mod? Be the light. Thank you for the can. She's crack a can of White Claw and let's get this party started. Apparently aliens love claw. Oh, what is up, YouTube? I see a lot of new people in here. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. What up, Russian bot? Frightening me. Successful Sarah. So glad you could join us. What up, Cads? Trinity. Um, Warren Monty Quesnell, right? Greg Herrera, Dennis Lindsay, Magrid, Dead Skull, Scott, Fearless, Nee. What up, Yuvonda, Jordan Velasquez, one and only Toon Kid. Good to see you guys. Jimmy James, Brad. Hi. Hi.
How do you do, dog guys?
Right. So what is good with you, Quate?
You know, the world is a vampire.
The world is a vampire. Right?
Nothing. Just hanging out. And being a mom and trying to figure out what the heck I'm doing.
Man, every day I wake up like, what now?
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing today? Right?
I'm surprisingly comfy. I am. It's just the craziness keeps just, I don't know if I've just like blown a gasket and that's why.
I think that's the most probable explanation, right? It's so crazy now. You're like, all right, well, we'll just see where this goes.
Mm-hmm. Like, I know so many people were angry yesterday, but I was like laughing.
Well, I ain't gonna, bruh, I'm big pissed. Big pissed.
Patel Patriot, my friend Patel, my pal Patel Patriot is in Twitch.
Patriot. What up, fam?
He's the only one in there. I was actually just telling Foil about Devolution right before we hopped on.
Indeed.
If you guys have not read it, you should read it. It's so interesting. This whole theory that he's coming up. He's still working on it. He's got, I don't remember, like maybe 8 or 9 or 10 different segments now. And yeah, go check that out.
Putting in work.
No, it's good, man. It's really good.
Yeah, go check that out, guys. Thank you, Curly Kaylee, for the cookie. Good evening, she says. Missed ya. She missed you, Kate. Thanks,
Hmm.
Belushi, for the cookie. Um, yeah, man, a lot going on. I was livid personally. I mean, because the audacity, like just the audacity. Like, who do you think? I don't even know that he thinks he is anybody. I don't think he has a concept of who he is. I can't even ask him, who do you think you are? I don't think he knows. But
No.
nevertheless, like, bruh, really, like,
Yeah.
ain't nobody got time for that.
Have you ever seen that meme that's like Harry Potter and the audacity of this bitch?
Exactly. Exactly. Right?
Just he's
Man.
so hateable. He's so everything he said, and he
Ah.
like screams at us. We don't get
Or
presidential.
whispers,
Yeah,
get vaccinated. Like,
we get
no,
lectured.
bruh.
He's so creepy. I can't handle
Yeah,
it.
definitely creep factor of like 120 for sure.
Hmm.
For sure. Yeah, this is a crazy week for conspiracy theories, right? I mean, we had
Oh,
the Australian lady introducing everybody to the, like, you'll see how contact tracing works in the new world order. Like, just put the little mustache on, lady. Calm down. Like,
I don't like to go by people's looks, but there is something about she just looks plain old evil. Hold on, I'm gonna unplug my headphones because people are saying that my mic sounds bad.
okay.
Is that better?
Oh, I hear you fantastically
Okay.
either way.
Can I get a 5x5 in the chat if that's better?
Is
If it's not, give me an eggplant.
it right? Oh, what other crazy conspiracy stuff we got going on this week? Oh, tomorrow, anniversary, 9/11. I don't know if you saw, like, I had gone through the fiscal year 2022 Intelligence Authorization Act on my channel the other day. They're saying they're going to give us this D class. They're going to come with Operation Encore and Pent Bomb. They're going to give us the information. Like, come on, man.
No, I'm not holding my breath.
Yeah, Building 7 didn't kill itself. Like, I don't
Right.
know. Like, come on, they're not gonna. What really? Speaking of
At,
that, oh, go
right.
ahead.
I was just gonna say, at what point, what would it serve them at this point to let us know?
Right? Exactly. I mean, what? Just to prove that it took them 20 years to come up with some more shit nobody's gonna believe. Like, really?
Right.
Right? Uh, and also in there, which I thought was really, really. I mean, it's not even woo. I call everything woo now, but because we live in a freaking wooville. But we were talking last. We do, it's like welcome to Wooville, like every morning. We were talking last week when you were on here. We were talking about the Havana syndrome. There's an entire section in the IAA that is dedicated to this is what they call it, anomalous health incidents, right? AKA Havana syndrome. They give it a definition, an official definition. It's exactly what we thought it was.
Right.
Um, I mean, now they want task forces on it. They want to, increase medical care. Apparently they recognize they dropped the ball with that. Like, apparently they think this is going to be a problem in the future. That's kind of crazy.
That's
Like,
interesting. You know what I think this whole thing is kind of highlighting? Not Havana syndrome, but the other thing, the PV, the Roner, is that isn't it starting to become clearer that almost every single illness is they have no idea. They don't know. They don't know SH about DICK,
you can cuss on here. My
DICK.
mouth is foul.
Okay. I get scared because but yeah, they don't have any clue about anything. It's like they're just taking guesses at things. And then I feel like that's an important part of disclosure that's coming out. This is like one of the gifts, I guess you could say, that we're getting from these complete fuck ups, is that it's highlighting kind of always what was, is that they've never really known and that they always pretend like they do. And then
Clueless.
they end up screwing a bunch of people because they, push a vaccine or a medication or a treatment that doesn't work. And then they're like, oops, my bad. And then they're completely protected.
Bro, they changed the definition of vaccine on the CDC website.
Right.
Like,
Right.
is there anything, like, can you define virus for me? Is it alive or is it dead? Do you know? Do we
Can you
know?
define moving the goalposts?
Right. Like, I think we're solid on that one, right? We've seen that enacted 100 times. Like, oh, we'll just kick the can down the road. We'll figure it out. This is fine. This is fine.
This is
right?
fine.
This is fine. No problems here, right? It's wild. It's wild. Um, yeah, so what are we doing here? We're gonna play some trivia?
Yes, and I'm gonna bring up the few questions that I have.
Yay.
But actually, while you were talking, I just thought of another one that you
Oh,
can use for next week. But
fantastic.
yeah,
I have an audience submission again today from Lydia in South Africa, right? If you guys want to submit questions to conspiracy theory trivia, please do email loyal2thefoil@protonmail.com. I will ask them on the air, of course. Um, yeah, so and then this is news to me, right? Um, in African local mythology, right? What is a Tokoloche? Is it A, nasty spider, B, a type of magic soup, C, something like a wand to use against wild animals, or D, a small gremlin type creature?
I'm gonna say C, a special kind of wand, a Yuvonda. There you go. Break out your rock candy.
Woo! Right?
Yeah, I'm gonna say, what was it? A special kind of wand used on some kind of creature?
To use against wild animals. That's what I need.
Wild
Like,
animal.
sit, Caesar. My dog is a wild animal. Right? So guessing D, frightening me says. Frightening me, I don't know if you're ever guessing, right? I hate the delay, like trying to wait for the
I
audience to catch up.
know.
Golden Crisp says D, right? I should click on DLive. I think I fixed my internet, Kate. I was really concerned because it was cutting out on me earlier. Let's see. Oh, I'm getting lots of D's in the chat.
Oh,
And it
well,
is
now I feel
D.
stupid.
It
Well,
is
damn it.
it is a small gremlin type creature, and I even got an explanation. They said that Koloche is a small and terrifying creature that seriously messes with your ability to have a restful night's sleep. They're malevolent and dangerous. They're said to crawl in. This sounds terrible. They're said to crawl into sleeping people's rooms and cause all kinds of havoc, from scaring them to choking them to death. Apparently, they've got these long, bony fingers. They particularly enjoy scaring children, of course. Yeah, apparently they're very small. They have like they're humanoid creatures, but they've got this like hole in the middle of their head for some reason, and their eyes are gouged out. Does that not
Ooh,
sound horrific? And then a
no
follow-up
wonder they're
question.
grumpy.
Yeah, right? Pissed about life. Then they gave me a follow-up question. What do the locals do to protect themselves from it? Apparently this is a thing, right? No, I didn't get any A, B, C, or D on that. Does anybody know what the locals do to protect theirself from the Tokoloche? This is actually kind of entertaining, right?
Interesting. Do you remember that episode? Was it an episode of the Twilight Zone where she had to put the sand at the end of the bed to keep the demon away because it had to like count the grains of sand or
Oh,
something? I'm remembering.
salt maybe, or,
Salt.
or or gin. Gin have to count if you drop salt or sand. Apparently, the gin have to count all of the grains, right? And
Interesting.
I may or may not have at one point had to encircle my bed with salt because my house is haunted now. I'm cool, like I'm over it, but like there at one point, like I'm totally over it, but at one
Got
point,
better.
right, it got better, right? Yeah, no, they protect themselves from this Tokoloche by putting their bed up on bricks because apparently it can't reach. Like that's as far as its thinking goes. You put
Oh,
your
well,
stuff
that's
up
smart.
on bricks, and yeah, you're safe,
Well, now it's not so scary.
right?
Now that I know it's a short
I
little
mean, you could
thing.
just kick it, right? Like just kick it. I'm cool with that, right?
Yeah, now I'm rethinking Archie. Archie likes to mess with me while I sleep. Archie can't
Oh,
get
he
up on my
might
bed
be.
without assistance.
Might be. Might be. Does he still have his eyes? I think he still has his eyes, though, Kate. I think you're
He
safe.
does, but my last dog, Cricket, rest in peace.
And you laugh. Like,
I laughed because it was like this whole thing last year. First of all, the dog died and my son didn't know. And then I was like telling that on my show. I was like,
I
I
was
didn't
say, I
tell
seem
him.
to remember this story.
Yeah, he didn't notice. He didn't notice that the dog was gone for like months and months. And every once in a while, he would kind of bring it up. I'd be like, "Oh, she's at a farm," and he'd be like, "Oh, okay." And he would buy it, and then my hamster died, and everyone's like, "What is going on with your pets?" Anyway, Cricket had that.
What is going on with your pets, Kate?
Well,
Right? That's
I
crazy.
can only handle so much.
I am with you. I am with you. Right?
No, they were old. They were old. It was time.
Right? I'm sure they're at the heavenly farm. Right?
Yes. Yes. Little guardian angels.
Right? Did you go ahead, Kate? Ask me a question.
Okay, well, I'm not gonna lie, Tyler gave me these. Okay, according to many early hollow Earth theories, gravity is not generated from the Earth's core. Instead, it's generated from where? A, the moon. B, the Earth's crust. C, the inner Earth sun. D, your mom.
Oh, it's definitely your mom. I'm
My
gonna go
mom more
with
tends to repel things away
right.
and draw them nearer.
I'm gonna go with C, the inner Earth sun.
Oh, did he put the answer on here? Oh, okay, he did.
You're like, oh
That would be some shit.
no,
Like,
right?
man, I don't know.
Like,
Okay, so
we'll rock with it, right? We'll figure it out.
you said C, the inner Earth sun. All right, we've got some C's in the chat. Frightening Me says C. Melody says C. Ashley, C.
Oh, while I'm
So,
thinking about it, thank you to Jessica Seitch if you're watching for the support on Cash App. Much love to you. If you guys want to donate, it is appreciated. It definitely helps keep things going here. You can donate directly at loyal2thefoil.com or Cash App tag in the description below on the YouTube. And gold pills are appreciated. Much love. That's enough of that.
okay, so are we ready for the answer?
We are ready for the answer.
The answer is B, the Earth's crust.
What?
So, but that actually makes sense because if you think about it, isn't Hollow Earth supposed to be okay? We've got the outer Earth, and then everything else is going
Well,
on.
like a toroid, and then the
They're like up against the wall inside there. Like if you think of a hollow ball, they are living on the surface of the ball. So it's the structure of the ball itself that has the gravity. Otherwise, they'd be getting sucked into their sun,
ooh.
right? I
Are
needed a
are we gonna
diagram.
are we gonna debate the physics of the hollow Earth
You
at the
know,
moment, right?
it would be a
What if
sad
it's
day.
what if it's flat, man? The Earth could be flat. We don't know.
I don't know. I really don't. And I don't. I've looked into that. I've watched this. I love when you and Alara had the show about it. I
Oh,
was
with
kind
Mark Sargent and David Weiss. Listen, they make. I welcome all conspiracies.
yeah.
I will listen. I will give them all equal time to listen, but I am just personally not sold. Much love to the flat Earth peeps that I know watch this show, right? Thank you for the shades, Blonde BLQ. Thank you so much for the gold pills.
I'm
Yeah.
not sold either, but it's interesting. And to me, there's so many other things I would rather research that I'm not even going to take the time. But I will admit that every once in a while I'm like, that's kind of interesting. Like, no.
Well, I mean, there are places where I agree, like NASA lies. I mean, we're good on that. NASA lies, right? Well, that might be, the extent of it, but I do agree on that one point,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. So Tyler will be happy to know that he stumped me on one,
Yeah.
right? Whoop,
I think
whoop.
he's in the chat. He
I would say
was
I
at
saw
least.
him earlier, right? Well, he's chilling, looking for he's squatching, whatever it is they do
He's
where
too
he's
busy
at,
fist pumping because he gotcha. He's doing
right?
cartwheels.
Okay. Well, I got one for you.
Okay.
According to some conspiracists, the Merovingians were descended from whom? Is it A, Theodoric the Great, B, Jesus, C, Nero, or D, John the Baptist?
Well, now Jesus was B, right?
Yes.
B. And it's interesting because that name comes up in the bloodlines of the Illuminati for Fritz Springmeier. Though I don't think it's one of the 13 names. I'm pretty sure it's not. But there were a few that he came back later and mentioned saying, actually I should have put this one in there instead of that one. And the whole idea about it was that I thought that it was Satan had infiltrated that bloodline. And
Well, if you're Satan and you're going to infiltrate a bloodline, that's probably the one to go with, right? I mean, those
right,
guys did rule some shit for a while, right?
right.
Let's see. I'm seeing a lot of it was Jesus. Yes, allegedly the Merovingians are descended from Jesus. The theory that him and Mary Magdalene had a kid, that the Da Vinci Code went into this a bit.
Mhm.
Where they ran off, ended up ruling France. Hey, Cloaked, good to see ya. Gifted the can. Hello, girls. You both look very beautiful tonight. Kate, I will never forget movie titles ending in vagina. Is this an
Well,
ESETI joke?
it is. We played a game where you had to yeah, exchange the last word with whatever it was with vagina.
Well, there you go.
Hilarity ensued. Hold on,
Right?
Archie needs to go outside.
Uh-oh. Feel free. Right?
There were some good
Yes.
ones too. And then we started doing it with
Oh, God.
YouTube channel names. It was good.
YouTube channel names that end in
Yeah,
vagina. Right?
yeah.
I can think of a few that should be on that list. Right? Just saying.
Unironically.
Right? Just saying. Yeah, it was Jesus, guys. It was Jesus. All right. All right.
That's so interesting. I was just telling Foil before we got started, I am newly reading the Bible for the first time. And so right now I'm reading Genesis. And so it's getting into, the family trees and how everybody connects and who was the father of who and how many hundreds of years they lived and
Oh, yeah. A long
all of
time.
that. Yeah.
It's and I like I told you, Genesis, Exodus, good. I would go directly to the books of the prophets. Um, there's a lot of good information in there, and then also what is considered canon in the Bible was determined largely by the Catholic Church. So there are things that were put out, like the Book of Enoch, that I think, especially when you're looking at the stuff being talked about in Genesis, if you go and read the Book of Enoch talking about the angelic realms and all of these different things, like he was another one that was taken up. That's an important book to read. It's hard to read it straight through though. You start like Chronicles, you're like,
I
like,
can see that.
yeah, you want to
I
go
can
with
see that.
the books of the prophets. Am I right, guys? Yes, the Council of Nicaea, exactly, frightening me.
I actually did start with the Book of Enoch last year because I was here. It's like so many people were referencing it because of what was going on now that I was just interested. And so I did actually start there, but then kind of forgot most of it. So this is my first time just like freshly really diving in
Right.
and really, and it's fascinating. It really is.
Oh, yeah, I mean, you know, entire art the majority of Western culture was based on stuff from this book. Our understandings, our assumptions about things, are just it's stories told to kids at bedtime. I
Mhm.
mean, obviously it's been an extremely impactful thing. I'm really glad you're reading it. Like I told you, like I have read widely on a variety of religion and variety of religious texts, and some more ephemeral things, Law of One, whatever. But like, I rock with the J train now. Like,
I know that about
right,
you.
right.
Yeah, I mean, so far, none of the tales are something that you would tell kids at bedtime because they are horrifying. There is like, it is scandalous, the
Right.
stuff that happens.
They
I'm like,
burnt them alive in the altars and whatever. Like,
and I understanding that Sodom and Gomorrah got obliterated because they were
oh yeah,
literally threatening to rape
rape
angels. Like they wanted
angels.
to
Oh
rape these
yeah,
male angels. They were like, bring out these angels so we can rape them.
yeah. Right,
That's
right.
crazy.
Right. But
It's a
but
horrible
again,
idea.
yeah, we expect them to be, we expect the people back, we expect there to be, like, I don't know why we would assume they would be any more civilized than today, but like, people are equivalently crazy today. Like, we see
Right,
it all the time. I mean, there is an equivalent level of crazy going on around us all the time. Like,
right.
maybe it's just because we're constantly bombarded with it now that it feels like we're more crazy.
Yeah, I guess in my mind, I was kind of picturing, there were less people, it was more tribal. If you did something effed up, everybody knew about it. It's almost like there's more anonymity these days
Well, it's very
in
tribal now.
society.
If you do something effed up, everybody knows about it. Like,
Oh, that's true. It's all just coming for full circle.
right,
All right, I've
right.
got it. I've got another question that I totally wrote myself that Tyler didn't write. Okay. Number 2.
All right.
How many living ETs were said to be discovered in the 1947 Roswell, New Mexico UFO wreckage? A1, B3, C4, D2. I got to teach him how to count.
Hey, I'm going with 4. I'm
Or
going with
C.
4.
So
Yeah,
that was A1, B3, C4, D2.
right. And while we wait to see what the chat thinks, Cloaked Unseen, thank you again for the shades. Kate, you won the YouTube channel name of the night. She thought up our Cloaked Unseen vagina.
I actually like destroying the vagina. I don't remember who came up with that.
Yeah, that's a winner, right?
But
That's a winner.
unseen. Actually, I think it was Aaron that came up with our cloaked unseen vagina. No, maybe it was Aaron that came up with destroying the vagina. It was Aaron that came up with destroying the vagina, and whatever it was.
Right. Oh, I see everybody going with 3. Maybe damn, did Tyler get me again? I'm sorry, Kate, did you get me again?
Well, let me tell you, it's a kind of a trick question, so let me read it again.
Okay.
How many living ETs?
Oh, damn, 1.
Yeah. There we go.
That's what I get for not listening, right? I was just going to do the whole breakdown. Like, I thought a few of them died. There was only one that was alive. I was thinking,
Yeah, it was like 3 dead. I think it was like 3 dead and 1 living. So you would have been right in total, but it was only 1 living ET.
Trickery. I like it. I like it. Right? And it didn't live for that long, did it? Do we know? Like, this isn't who's the one who was it J-Rod? Which one was that? Do you know?
I don't know, but wasn't this one supposedly what ET was modeled after? Like, as for example, there was a guy, it wasn't a kid in real life, it was a human being, some whatever guy that worked for some agency, but they had him go in and like try to connect with this being and interface with it and whatever, and they
Right.
ended up becoming kind of friendly. And as this thing was getting sick and dying, so was the man. Like, they started to kind of meld as far as. And so that's why that is in the movie E.T. When E.T. gets drunk, Elliot gets drunk. And when E.T. gets sick, Elliot gets sick.
This makes sense. This makes sense. Right? Oh,
Allegedly.
right. Oh, it looks like some of the chat actually caught the trick question.
Hmm.
Right. Yes, I have to listen better. I know. Right. All right. All right. Hitler.
Why did that make me laugh?
Hitler, right? I know. Hitler was looking for a secret group of Aryans known as the Hidden Masters in what country? Was it A, Tibet, B, Nepal, C, Egypt, or D, Romania?
The Masters.
The Hidden Masters, right?
Hidden Masters. I would either say either Tibet or Egypt. I'm going to go with Tibet.
Final answer?
Final answer. I haven't seen any answers.
All right.
D. Frightening Me says Tibet. Melody says B.
Foxhole seems to be the most delayed today. It's taking a minute to catch up. Frightening Me said it was the Ascended Masters. I don't know. What the stuff that I was reading said Hidden Masters, but it probably was Ascended Masters. Same thing. As a matter of fact, Hitler had his people all over the world looking for crazy stuff, but they were looking for, wasn't it Shambhala? And it was in Tibet. It was A, in Tibet.
Dude,
Guys,
Hitler was like one of the very first, most prominent conspiracy theorists. Like, he
Bruh.
was into all this stuff. Like, he was looking for, everything.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he had people channeling stuff and societies of the Thule and the Vril, and rounded up all his little occult master friends, and they formed a whole crew and took over the world. That's crazy.
Right. Right.
Shenanigans, right?
He had no
Um,
benevolent reasons for doing it, but
no, I mean, imagine if he would have been a benevolent guy, just like
yeah,
looking for all the, like if somebody running a country would actually look for hidden mysteries and maybe want to release them to the public, that'd be some shit.
right. But I bet if he was benevolent, he would have been dead. And
Yeah,
I bet
no
there
doubt.
are benevolent leaders I bet every single world leader is interested. You think there's a world leader out there who's like, nah, that doesn't interest me.
Right?
What's on Bravo? I think I
Right?
think they're all interested. I think there's either, what you can get away with. And if you start getting a little big for your britches, you probably get sent like, I don't know, pig head in the mail or something.
Oh
They
yeah,
let
right. Without a doubt. Without a doubt. Like you will get back in line, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. Resistance is futile, all that, I'm sure. Right? Okay. All right. According to Blue Anon,
Wait, did we get an answer for that one?
uh yeah, Tibet.
Oh, Tibet was right. Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
it was Tibet. Tibet. Oh, North 40 lady says Tibet, where they also found the Vril.
Oh,
Right? I heard an interesting. I did hear before we move on. I did hear an interesting conspiracy theory that'll probably get me kicked off YouTube, but I'm gonna say it anyway
favorite
because
kind.
that's just what I do here, right?
Right.
So I was watching Cannabis in Combat the other day, and that's my dude. He was saying about how maybe the horse paste is because of the Vril, because the Rona is some sort of Vril associated thing, right? And that's why they're
Mhm.
all anti-horse paste because they don't want you to get the Vril out,
Oh, interesting. Well,
right? I was
there's
like,
so many like there's so many theories surrounding parasites and things like that as
I
well.
know.
And then actually, interestingly enough, I was telling you that part of the reason I'm going through the Bible is because IET has been pushing me to read it forever. And we were talking about all kinds of theories. And I was on the part with Adam and Eve when she was eating the apple. And he was like, now, wait a second, think about that for a second. Did she really eat a piece of fruit, or what were they doing together that made them all of a sudden aware of their nakedness?
Right. Do do do
And
do.
that was bad enough that there was going to be a strife now between the woman and the snake and all of this stuff. And then
Ah,
and
yes.
then in some way, something I was reading was paralleling how snakes are also symbolism for parasites. And so then yeah, that is interesting. But
I thought so. I stopped to listen. I was like, of
there
course,
is
any
some
weird shit I'm gonna stop and listen to. Like, what was that?
oh yeah.
Right?
What you say?
Maybe.
Lucifer?
Right?
Yeah, that's
Uh,
interesting.
wait. Somebody just said, oh, also also known as archons, also known as black goo. We don't want to call the archons to the stream. They hate me. Just in case anybody was curious about that, right?
Somebody smudged the text. Yeah, I've got a whole bowl of crystals right here.
Yeah, right. I have my desk crystal collection all over the place, Uh,
They don't do shit, but they're pretty.
they are pretty. I'm a fan of the pretty rocks, right? Um, okay. According to Blue Anon,
Okay.
why are conservative scientists refusing to admit to global warming? Is it A, because the Bible says man won't destroy the earth? Is it B, because they're paid by companies that want to monetize air? Is it C, because they believe the sun will filter out potential toxins? Or is it D, because Trump told them to?
I'm gonna say C. The sun is gonna filter out toxins.
Right?
They seem to be wanting to block that M or F-er out, don't
They
they?
certainly do, right? They
They don't
certainly
want
do.
that.
Cloaked Unseen with the cookie. Kate, are you and Journey to Truth podcast going to start streaming to the Foxhole again? You should.
Oh, I mean, every time I go live to the Foxhole. It's just that I don't go live very often these days, but I've got things in the works. I know I always say that. But yeah, good things coming for that. But when I do go live, it's Tuesday nights and I will be on the Foxhole. It's Journey to Truth is on there, aren't they? I think they're.
I don't know that they've been streaming there live. I think they upload their
Oh,
videos and then you know,
that's
for whatever on Foxhole, if you're not live, like I don't know,
right.
no, yeah, like there's so many channels now and so many. But while I'm thinking about it, by the way, guys, support your free speech platforms, right? If you're watching on Twitch or Trovo or DLive, great places, I'm sure, but on Foxhole, you can speak your mind. All you got to do is go to pill.net, make the free account. There's a little widget at the top that says get the Foxhole app. You can put it on your phone, you can put it on your computer. If you're looking for your favorite streamers, that's most likely where they've gone. Or Rokfin. Guys, Rokfin. Go make a free Rokfin account. It's a great model over there. Like if you go and make a free account and you subscribe to my channel, you can get all the free content in the world. $9.99 a month, you get all the premium content, not just from me, but from everybody on the platform, which is nice. So go support your free speech platforms, because God knows YouTube hates us.
For sure. It's your ticking time bomb on here for sure.
Right? No doubt. Yeah, everybody's going with C. Everybody's going with C. The answer is actually B. They are paid. Yeah, Blue Anon believes that conservative scientists are being paid by companies that want to monetize air. And I got to tell you, if there's any Blue Anon conspiracy theory that I might buy into, it's that there are companies that want to monetize air, because man, there are companies that want to charge you for it's the last free thing, you know?
Yeah.
Like you got to pay for water even, but air, like if they monetize air, like what TV show was that? Was that on?
There was was it the Lorax? It was in the movie The Lorax, I think, where they were trying, was it the Lorax? There was some cartoon movie that I watched.
There was some science fiction, either a movie or a show that I was watching. Had to have been a movie that I was watching recently, where people were trying to go back in time and fix something, because in the place where they lived, they had to pay for air, and people were dying from this weird disease from breathing this fake ass air. Like, and I started thinking, like, man, that would be horrible. I can
Yeah.
totally see some shady people wanting to do that, right? Hey, Sean Joe, thank you for the cookie, right?
Yeah. Oh man, if they could, they would for sure. The only thing that I'm thinking is like how, but you're right. They get us to pay for water.
Yeah, or what about when you're living in space and now you got to buy your air?
The best way to like be based is honestly live with a 6-year-old, because they'll be like, wait, what? Why do we buy water when and so
Right.
he's like, wait, he'll ask me to eat something. I say, no, you can't, that's bad for you. He said, but wait, why do they make it? Why do they sell it if it's
Good
bad for
question,
you?
guy.
And then,
Good question. Right? Why are we paying for water? It falls out of the sky.
yeah.
Like,
You
what?
have to have a license to collect it. How messed up is that? You can't
Bruh.
even collect rainwater on your own.
That's ridiculous. Oh, did you see? I just saw the article yesterday. Israel has now said it was going to stop fluoridating its water.
Well, they're putting it all probably in the injection, so no need anymore. The 47 booster shots that they now need.
Right?
That's so weird.
Right? It just popped up on my thing yesterday.
I wonder if that's a matter of like one of the things that interests me a lot is the element of consent. And I wonder if at some point, if people wake up and start seeing something for what it is and demanding the opposite, they don't even really have to demand it. But if it's like a certain number of people, you reach a capacity where they're no longer cool with it, like they can't do it to us anymore.
Well, if that was the case, let me add my name to the list of pissed off people, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my gosh, who was it? Elise. Elise was posted something on Facebook the other day about how she went to the dentist and she was like looking at her notes, and they have like notes. She will not use fluoride even if she has because it will calcify her
pineal gland.
But they didn't even say pineal gland. They were like the pineal gland. Like they didn't even know what the pineal gland was.
They're like, right? Oh, people get mad, and then they just want to call everything a conspiracy theory. Like, no, man, not everything. Some things, but not everything.
It's arrogance.
Man, right?
Okay, so is it my turn to do a
Yes.
question? Okay.
Yes. Let me
The
think.
movie.
Cloaked again with the cookie. You're gonna have to pay to take the mask off sooner or later. That they not if you ain't wearing it in the first place.
Right.
Right? Come at me, bruh.
Right. Tape it to my face like that teacher. Do you hear about that teacher that
Oh,
did
that
that to
taped it to that
the kid?
kid.
Mm-mm.
You'd have got your ass whooped that day.
Oh, fuck.
Like, for
I can't
real.
even imagine. I can't
Oh
even
no. Mm-mm.
imagine. Harry Potter and the audacity of this bitch.
Right. Exactly.
Yet again. Okay, in the movie Close Encounters of the Third Kind, oh no, the movie Close Encounters of the Third Kind is said to be disclosure of what top secret government space expedition? A, Apollo 18, B, Project Crystal Night, C, Project Serpo, D, Operation Brilliant Pebbles.
I'm gonna go with C, Serpo.
Okay.
That's my final answer. Operation Crystal Knocked?
Crystal Night.
Oh, I've never heard of
Operation
that.
Crystal Night.
Right? That's a new one for me.
Some of these just sound like 80s food.
Right?
Crystal Night and Brilliant Pebbles. Sounds
Oh,
like breakfast.
brilliant pebbles, right? Give me some of those brilliant pebbles. They're delicious.
Mom,
Right?
quit buying the generic shit.
It comes in a bag. Right?
Yeah. Brilliant Pebbles. Okay, so we've got a lot of C.
Right? What up, Brooklyn Way? Good to see you.
I'm gonna tell you.
You gonna tell me?
Tyler might be tricking you again.
Oh wait, read the question again.
Might be playing a dick move here. The movie Close Encounters of the Third Kind is said to be disclosure of what top secret government space expedition? I'm seeing lots of C's.
Nope. Going with Serpo.
Okay. I'm seeing mostly everyone's saying Serpo.
Right?
So the answer is both B and C are correct.
Read them again. Wait. So Crystal Knight and Serpo?
Yeah, Project Crystal Night and Project Serpo.
Ah.
Apparently.
Does he give an example? Does he give an explanation there?
No, he doesn't.
I mean, Serpo, I know for sure. That's the one where they took, would they take 13 people or one of them died? They took them to Serpo for like,
Right.
they were supposed to be there for 10 years. They ended up there for 13 years. They came,
Right.
they were cloning people, and the guy that died, they took his parts and cloned him up and wouldn't give him the body. There was all kinds of shenanigans
Yeah,
associated with that.
program. Does anybody know what Project Crystal Night is? I'm gonna look
Right?
it up.
Oh, yeah, you look it up. I'm scared to click on stuff. I think my internet's good. I haven't had any problems with it yet, but
Hold on. Un momento, por favor.
right? While you're doing, let me see what's going on in the chat. Yes, that exchange program, exactly. Like rave popsicle brekkie snacks. What are we talking about, Brooklyn? Speaking of popsicles, did you hear about the popesicle? Right? Apparently, the Pope, and I was just telling woke societies this. Apparently, like yesterday, the Pope sent ice cream to Roman prisoners. I don't know what's going on with ice cream recently. The tinfoil hat in me is like, what the hell is going on with ice cream lately? Yeah, Pelosi and her ice cream shenanigans. There's Biden. I mean, come on now. Come on, man. Come on. And now,
kind of something. Somebody's posted an article the other day about how Alzheimer or ice cream is good for people with Alzheimer's or dementia.
Oh, speaking of that, did you see that? Oh, man, I wish I knew exactly where I was working. I'm not gonna I was working. Something about there being an 80% increase in the number. They're projecting an 80% increase in the number of either Alzheimer or dementia patients over the next, I think it was 20 years, something like that. So if anybody in the chat saw that or knows what I'm talking about, correct me if I'm wrong, but with all of the cognitive effects, from the jabs, like that's horrific.
It's interesting because I was just having a talk with my friend today about this because she had not the jab, but she had the illness and it's her symptoms are manifesting like cognitive function, and it's all. And did you see there was a video circulating of a woman talking about the correlation between inflammation? It's like wherever you have inflammation in your body is where it manifests, where it attacks. And so that's why people's symptoms are so different all over the board. It's either in your lungs or it's in your stomach, making you nauseous, or for some people it's giving them pain in their joints, or it's giving, whatever it is, giving them shingles. It's like wherever you have a weakened system, or like wherever you have illness. She was saying that one of the reasons she was thinking that was they were giving an MRI she was an MRI tech, and she was seeing all of these things. Like this woman had colon cancer just exploded throughout her body, and they were freaking out about this colon cancer. And then she came back weeks later after she was not ill anymore, and it was just a little tiny spot now.
Wow.
So, but if it is causing inflammation and it's, in the brain, I wonder if that would have an effect then on cognitive ability.
Well, I mean, they've long said that there would be, they've long associated, since the beginning of this experiment, they've associated neurological problems with this. I mean, when you think about it, like even seizures are neurological in origin. I mean, they're neurological problems. So, I mean, I don't know, but that when I saw that the other day about the increase in dementia and Alzheimer patients, I was aghast. Like, what?
They're straight up telling us like it ain't good.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. All right. I gotcha. Okay, which is not a reason that JFK Jr.'s death was suspicious?
Okay.
All right, which is not a reason that JFK Jr.'s death was suspicious? Is it A, the plane was close enough to the landing strip to coast in? B, the fall of the plane was at a 90-degree angle? C, he always flew without a flight instructor? Or D, the flight was delayed because they were waiting on an instructor?
Oh. I'm going to say B. It was at a 90-degree angle. But also D. They were waiting on an instructor.
Which is not a reason.
Right, I know. I feel like they were delayed because the weather was bad. Like was it cloudy that day or was it not cloudy that day? Gosh, I haven't looked into this stuff in a long time and now I'm confused. But I feel like they didn't have eyes on it, so how would they know if it was at a 90-degree angle, or the instruments turned off? Or I'm going to go B, 90-degree angle, but I'm seeing a lot of people saying D now so I'm wishing I changed my answer and sounded smart.
The answer is actually C.
Oh.
Yeah, but because he never flew without a flight instructor.
Oh.
So the plane was close enough that it could have coasted in. It did descend at a 90-degree angle, which apparently they knew from, I don't know, the box or whatever. And the flight was delayed because they were waiting on an instructor that night. So he always flew with a flight instructor. Like, he never went up on his own.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Hey, I learn new stuff. Learn new I mean, that is kind of suspicious, right?
Yeah, well, there's a lot of suspicious stuff surrounding
you're close enough to coast in and just suddenly whap.
Right.
On a delayed, like, it just seems a little sus to me. I don't know, guys. Right? Yeah. I don't know. All
right. We got the answer to that one. That's crazy though. I feel like we could do, A through Z.
Oh, I know, right?
That were weird about that situation. Okay, according to a 2013 national survey, how many Americans believe that there are lizard people, aka reptilians, running the world? A, 10,000, B, 12 million, C, 15,000, D, 800,000.
Read the question one more time. Was it just Americans?
A national survey. So American. According to 2013 national survey, how many Americans believe that that lizard people, aka reptilians, are running the world?
Well, it should be everybody. But I'm gonna go with 800,000.
Okay,
What is that,
800,000.
D?
Yeah, it's
Yeah, I'm gonna go with.
A 10,000, B 12 million, C 15,000, D 800,000.
Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Well, I don't know. It could be 12 million. Could be
Dawn says
12 million.
Dawn says B 12 million. Sarah says D 800,000.
Could be 12 million. I don't know. How many?
No, B 12 million.
See that it's really not that large of a percentage of the population. That's what made me rethink about it when I heard you say 12 million. I was like, oh, wait a minute. That's really
Yeah.
not that many, but it's still enough people. Kate, do you think
I
we're
think
like, I joke about it a lot, obviously.
right.
Thanks for the cookie, Sean Joe. I joke about it a lot, but I mean, like,
I think like kind of like what you and I were talking about before we got started. We were talking about the Bible, and I was talking about like how much of it is metaphorical, and how much is it literal. I kind of think that on some level that's true, whether they are like actual lizard people who are like in disguise or whatever,
right,
or whether there's something about their origin that's like, I mean, think about it. Think about how many people in China believe about descendants of dragons and things like that.
right.
It has a lot to do with their royalty. They believe that they are descendants of dragons, and there's a lot of mythology surrounding the reptiles and all of that stuff. It's in the Bible. Like there's something
Hmm.
there. I just am not sure exactly what.
Yeah, I don't know. The demons might look kind of like lizards.
Mm-hmm.
I,
Mm-hmm.
you know, I do think a lot of people are controlled by demonic influence. That I
Mm-hmm.
absolutely believe. I joke about the lizard people, but um, no,
Oh, I believe
frightening me. Yeah, that's not 10. I was gonna say that's not 10%,
no.
right? But
12
it's
months.
it's still that's still a large portion of the population. I mean, when you think
Yeah.
about something that but I mean, it's definitely taken a position in the mass consciousness. Like when you start talking about lizard people, everybody knows what you're referring to now,
Exactly. And then it
right?
depends on like where they were like who did they survey? Was it in
Right.
Sedona?
Right. Every time I hear about a poll that says this or that, I'm like, yeah, who did the poll? Who did they ask?
Right.
Right?
Exactly.
Like, yeah,
Are they sitting outside the movie theater and whatever. I don't know.
implicit could be some implicit bias there. Who knows? Who
Who
knows?
knows? Who
Who
knows?
knows? Right? All right. What do conspiracists cite as proof that the Denver International Airport is more than just an airport? Is it A, the runways form an Illuminati symbol? B, there's a large amount of gold bars stored there. C, it was 2 billion over budget, or D, there's a secret UFO hangar there.
Hmm. I'm gonna go see it was how much over budget? 2
2
million?
billion.
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 Well, to me, I would look at that and think of it as, yeah, where did that money go? I've never seen anything about a secret UFO hangar. I don't know. I'm gonna go with the budget thing.
Let's see.
Trinity says A.
All right, Melody says C. Linda Perneau says C. See, I'm getting A's and C's.
I don't remember
All
what I
right.
said.
Yes, there are suitcases with like little gargoyles popping out, right?
Oh, there's
Crazy
water
artwork there.
gargoyle.
That plaque talking about the New World Airport Commission or whatever the hell it says. Like,
The horse with the red eyes.
yeah, Anubis out front.
Oh yeah.
Like, of all the airports, not like I would not want to fly. Like, I'd drive there and go inspect it, but like to fly in, or I just feel like, man, that's got to be some mass catastrophe waiting to happen.
It's weird. It's definitely a weird vibe there. I've flown it in and out of there a few times, but
Oh man. But yes, Kate, it was 2 billion over budget.
that's crazy. How many
Billion with a
coloring
B,
brushes do they need?
bruh. right? How much did y'all pay for that horse? Like, that's
Right.
ridiculous. 2 billion over budget. Like, you had to have been building something underneath. There's something not right. That's a
What was
lot.
the budget that it's 2 billion
Right.
over?
It ended up, I want to say like 4.8 billion was what was spent. Can you
That's
imagine?
crazy.
That's
That's crazy.
ridiculous.
It's also double whatever they're accounted for. So
Exactly. That's crazy, right? That's a lot of money.
that is crazy.
That is a lot of money.
All right, here's the last question that I have.
All right.
In 2012, human remains were claimed to be discovered in Queen Elizabeth II's refrigerator by a serviceman at Windsor Castle. This disturbing find led to a rumor that the Queen was a what? A. Cannibal, B. Vampire, C. Reptilian, D. A Democrat.
Can it be all of the above? Right?
Well, we know she is all of the above.
Right?
She probably is.
Hmm. Yeah, I want to go with reptilian,
Mm-hmm.
you know, but I mean, that is crazy.
It
I
is
don't
crazy.
know.
By the way, have you seen the is it it's not on net is it Netflix? The show that where they're like trying to humanize the royal family. The Crown. The
No.
Crown.
No. I put it on my watch list, but every time I'm like, do I really, yeah, can you humanize? Like, I have trouble with the elites. I do. They're not normal people, man.
No,
They have
no,
no understanding.
no.
And these are the people that are pulling the strings. Like, they have no understanding.
It's true. Yeah,
Can you imagine like Queen Elizabeth at like a Motel 6 or something or whatever it is, motel, right? Or staying at a Holiday Inn, like how horrified she would be,
the
you know?
woman has a designated purse carrier. Like
That's
this person, their
ridiculous.
whole job is to watch the purse.
I mean,
Like,
of course, who was it? Waka Flocka had a designated blunt roller. I guess that's living it up. Like,
I guess. Actually, I had a friend that literally did that.
what,
Like
roll
literally,
blunts for a living?
yeah, would like he'd get paid to go on tour to roll joints and be funny. But it actually,
Hey,
when you go on tour, it's so depressing that it almost is like a good way to spend your money because it boosts morale and people
yeah.
otherwise super depressed. You have this like funny guy that's always cracking jokes. He's there to lighten the mood. It
So
makes
they hired a weed rolling court jester,
yeah,
basically. I can
exactly.
I can see how that would work, right?
Exactly. So
I can see how that would work.
the answer is A, cannibal.
Wow, that makes sense. She's also a lizard. Like, let's just be real about this. Probably a
Right.
vampire. Probably a vampire, lizard,
Cannibal Democrat.
cannibal, Democrat. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Well, then there's the whole blue bloods term, right? That the elite
Yes.
blue blood.
Right?
Then you think about, okay, so supposedly all the lizards were banished to like inside the earth. Like all these demons have to live inside the earth. And then you think about what a reptile is and how much a reptile actually needs that connection to the sun. Like they're completely cut off from life. And then, I mean, that's how a reptile raises their body temperature. They obviously have cold blood, so they can't fight off infection. They have to sit in the sun. That's why they park it on a hot rock to get rid of their infections and germs and illnesses. And also supposedly because their skulls are thinner and their pineal gland is like closer, they have more of a connection to the sun. Anyway, they got ripped away, but I think that's a metaphor, honestly, for being separated from God. And now they're not connected to source anymore. So now they have to
Well, now that you're reading the Bible, wait till you get to the part where God locks up the fallen angels in the earth.
oh,
Right?
interesting.
Yeah.
Everything's coming together.
Right? Yeah, the demons that they talk about are like the souls of the Nephilim, right?
Mhm.
they're the souls. We understand them as demons, but they're the souls of the Nephilim. And then the fallen angels. Some of them got locked up in the earth. The other ones are on the outside of the veil,
Mhm.
trying to get back in to launch their war on God, to launch their assault, right?
Mhm.
And I mean, you think about all the crazy shit we talk about. Like, guys, I like to do serious stuff too. Don't get me wrong, but I have fun with this. But when you think about like that, there's a veil that something is trying to like. Think about like Hitler channeling, UFO specs or whatever, that there are things trying to project to get somebody to build some tech that, or even the Babylon working in the desert with Jack Parsons to rip a hole in the veil, like, and then you
Right.
look at the biblical text and you're like, hmm, maybe,
Yeah.
maybe. It's weird.
It's interesting. I'm glad I'm interested to be gaining this perspective and kind of like bring these things together. Again, like even with other ancient texts, there's so many of the same stories that kind of paint the same picture and but in a different way or in a different light, but they're all kind of saying the same thing and it's interesting.
Right? I think so. Hey, Giraffe. Good. Thanks for joining us. Giraffe is asking, what is this channel all about? Well, tonight we just do fun conspiracy theory trivia. A lot of times I talk politics. I've done videos on everything from Klaus Schwab's book, COVID-19, The Great Reset, to molecular farming, to, advances in tech. Like I just talk about a bunch of random things. I also do interviews with people, but tonight is conspiracy theory trivia night, and we talk about global shenanigans. You know, I don't know how else to put it. You think that's an adequate description, Kate?
Yeah, I think that's perfect. It like in a way this is kind of the night where we blow off steam and we just have fun, but it's also like a way that we can just kind of you always like put together stuff that makes me want to dig into,
Yeah, there's
we I
so much.
yeah, like we all kind of get laser focused in whatever area interests us the most or whatever. And then when we all come together and start discussing like basically all of this stuff, it gives you incentive to just go and look into other things.
Absolutely, absolutely. Um, he said, Giraffe says, I'm new. I just found a live channel. I was looking for 9/11. I wasn't doing that today, but I did. If you look at the Intelligence Authorization Act video, I did talk about that a bit over there. I just did that last Tuesday. Check that out. All right, Kate. Project Blue Book was preceded by what two UFO related programs? Was it A, Grudge and Stargate, B, Sign and Grudge, C, Sign and Whitewash, or D, Artichoke and Sunshine? Hey, we
Uh,
name our weird programs in this country some crazy shit for sure.
that's true. Um,
You want me to read them again?
I really don't know much about those, so I always just take a stab. It's just a guess, but I'm gonna say A, Grudge and
Stargate?
Stargate. I actually just watched Stargate for the first time.
The show?
Star the movie, the
The
movie.
movie? Oh, you got to watch the show.
Okay.
I'm a huge fan of I know. Thank you, Sean Joe, for the cookie. I'm a huge like. Listen, I have been recently rewatching. Like, I just rewatched the entire Star Trek series, like Fringe, X Files, Stargate, like just old school. None of that woke shit. Just old school like science fiction classics. That you can count on. Like, just follow the series. Like, that's my favorite thing to do. And that's what I do. As a matter of fact, when I'm working, you know,
Mhm.
is watch old school shows and work for the man apparently.
Yeah. You really live in that 3D life.
Yeah, man.
But I had a running list at one point of all the movies. I started writing down everybody that was saying like, "Oh, this movie is Disclosure."
Oh,
I
there's so much.
Yeah, and
There's
so
so much.
but I don't know where the list went, but I do remember that that one was on there, and so I saw that it was wherever it was, and so I watched it the other day. It was very goofy, but then you're like, yeah, I could see where that's
Well,
Disclosure.
it's funny because especially when you look at stuff that was made like 20, 30 years ago, whatever, it looks goofy,
Mhm.
but like the show arc, if you watch the show, like I don't even know how to explain it to you. There's so much there. There's so
Right,
much there, and and once you start watching it, you get past how it looks super goofy and it's super low tech and like
right, yeah.
right. I mean, for God's
Yeah,
sakes, like
very
I like Mystery Science Theater 3000. Like, I watch Doctor Who, like, whatever, like old school, just stuff,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Um,
I never
yeah.
got into Star Trek.
Oh, Kate, I'm so sorry. I know my heart is breaking for you now, right? It's such good. It's such a good. Melody said you have to watch the show, Kate. All 10 seasons and the 3 movies. Wait, watch Agents of Shield too.
I have so
Ten
much.
se- were there
Everybody's
10
sending me
seasons?
stuff
Oh
I need
yeah,
to
there
watch.
were.
I've got friends trying to get me into Bitcoin now, sending me all these
Oh, I don't know
Bitcoin
why you
videos.
haven't done that yet. I've got Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano, Ray, Doge, of course. What else? I think I have some Sheeb that I bought on a on a joke. Um,
I just don't get it. I mean, I get it, but I want I have such a I have such a hard time understanding things that aren't tangible that I can't like look at and break it down.
you know what you can look at?
What?
Increase, right? And you can
Okay.
definitely
That speaks my
withdraw, right?
yeah. I mean,
Like,
I've got friends helping me out and I get it. And I watched a cool video by, I guess, the guy that owns something about what he's doing in El Salvador, and that El Salvador has just made Bitcoin legal
yes,
tender.
they did. They
Yeah.
did. Their Starbucks and their McDonald's are accepting Bitcoin down there.
Oh, wow. Well,
Right.
that's pretty
That's
massive. Like,
awesome.
give those people that ability to get out from under. I mean,
Yeah.
that's what we want. It is. It's just, I don't understand. Like, to me, I'm like, but what's backing it? If it's not gold, I got to show you something
What
really
backs
cool.
our money?
No, I know. I know. It's all an illusion.
Yeah, it's
But
just
in theory,
shenanigans,
supposedly,
right?
it was backed by gold. And so you're like, okay, well, I know inflation's wrong, but to me, I'm like, what stops these people from just producing more and more and more and more?
Well, a lot of them are limited, like in how many they're going to produce in a certain amount of time or whatever. It's different for all of them. So, I mean, you got to do a little bit, but like, you can count on your solid, like Bitcoin and Ethereum. I mean, those are, I hate to use, I don't want to say too big to fail because God knows they've all crashed at some point or another, but I mean, there's enough interest there that it's kind of generating itself.
Yeah.
Um, But everybody's talking about Stargate in the chats now, right? Stargate was the shit, guys. It was for sure. So it was actually Project Sign and Project Grudge preceded Project Blue Books. Project Stargate was a real thing, but that was the remote viewing project that the
Oh, okay.
CIA was running. And then Artichoke was MK Ultra. Sunshine was,
Was it real?
yeah, those are real. Sunshine was some twisted medical shit. I'm sure of it. I remember talking about it on here before at some point. Yeah, we knew, yeah. Oh, Sunshine. Oh, it was something with kids. It was something horrible. Yeah, it was something horrible, and they called it
Of course,
Project
they named
Sunshine.
the worst one the
Yeah,
happiest
yeah,
one.
it was something horrific. I was like, oh, our country is screwed. Like, what is wrong with these people? Um, right. Okay. All right. All right. All right. Let me see here. Where are we at? Ah, which South American leader claimed the U.S. used an earthquake machine to cause quakes in Haiti, California, and China? Was it A. Maduro, B. Evo Morales, C. Hugo Chavez, or D. Andres Manuel Obrador?
What's D again? Andres
Manuel Obrador,
Obrador. Hmm. I want to say either A or D. So
right?
it's probably C or D.
You know we have an earthquake machine, right? I'm convinced of that.
Well, yeah. I mean,
Weather modification, earthquake machine, like the whole nine. I mean, for
who
God's
was that?
sakes, the CIA has a heart attack gun. I mean,
Exactly, exactly. It was Laura Van Tyne, I think, that said we live in a world where there's no such thing as no such thing anymore.
man, if you can think about it, right? If you can
Yeah,
imagine it, they can find a way.
absolutely. So
Let's see. I see a lot of people going with Maduro. Giraffe says all of the above. Everybody knows the U.S. is on some shenanigans with the earthquakes, man.
yeah,
Right? It was actually Hugo Chavez. Imagine. And
really
then, yeah,
interesting.
right?
That's very
Right?
interesting.
right? Yeah, he was apparently big pissed about it too, right? Calling it out in the media, like, yeah, that we were
Yeah.
just somebody left the earthquake machine on. It was decimating stuff. You know, they were mad.
Isn't it so funny how once upon a time we'd be like, don't shit talk our country. And now we're like, when the people do, we're like, yeah, hello, thank you.
I know, it's so sad. It's so sad. It is so sad. I mean, I love my country, don't get me wrong, but sometimes like when Putin starts talking smack, I'm like,
Yeah, exactly. Because we know it's not we love our country.
yeah,
The
the
what
people
our
in charge are nuts though.
exactly, exactly.
Like it's the people in charge of things. I'm like, okay, all right, everybody take a deep breath. Like we're gonna get through this,
You
right?
know, and I'm still not. I still think, I don't know, from what I see, there's a possibility that Trump was working with Putin and Xi Jinping and all these people that we're told are public enemy number one. It's possible
All
they're
I
actually fighting their deep state too.
Well, like I know Putin is very anti NWO, right?
Mhm.
So I'm all right with that. And she she is just about China first. Like I don't know how like
Well, isn't a leader of a country supposed to be? And what
I
if,
made that argument the other day. Like every country should be about like Russia should be Russia first, China should be China first, Venezuela should be like, yeah, Venezuela first,
yeah,
whatever.
exactly.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
and what if it's, I'm not saying that these are like stellar human beings, but what I'm
No,
saying
not at
is,
all.
what if they're fighting the same things that we're fighting? And what if G is against the CCP? What if there's secretly some kind of, bad blood there or whatever? We saw what happened in Saudi Arabia, and then like Kim Jong-un, which, by the way, have you seen him lately? Did
No.
you see the picture of Trump where he looks like he's
Super
45
skinny,
years old?
right?
He's like thin and like vibrant and handsome, and people are like, what the hell is going on? Well, Kim Jong-un is also like, he's on like the JDT diet or whatever. I don't know what's going
Oh boy,
on,
they're
but he
getting are
looks
they
gross.
getting their health up, right?
Maybe no more cheeseburgers and Diet Cokes, I guess.
Man, hey, now with the Diet Coke, like that's the one thing. I know everybody says it's horrible, but I just can't do it, right?
Right. I know. But if you, that was me with Diet Dr. Pepper for the longest time. I had to have like 6 Diet Dr. Peppers a day or I couldn't function. And once I got it completely out of my system, um, yeah, I don't even think about it anymore.
Man. Well, I'm sure if I could get past like that initial week or two, maybe, but
Get
like
past the shake.
right, I've quit everything, right? I got my two things. I vape and I drink Diet Coke. Like just can I have that, right?
Yeah,
All
of
right.
course.
What percentage of Americans believe that Kennedy was killed by more than one shooter? Is it A, 10%, B, 36%, C, 42%, or D, 61%?
I want to say either 42 or 61.
I mean, this is like OG conspiracy theory here, right? Kennedy
Yeah,
assassination. That was like the first massive red pill to the nation, I think, for a
right,
lot of people,
right. But I
right?
mean, it's been a known conspiracy theory for a long time, and I mean, the JFK movie came out in like the 90s, right? And so I think most people are probably clear that there was something fucky. They might not all be on the same page about what it was exactly,
I mean, the
but
dude said he was gonna shake, like, he was gonna seek out and shake down the cabal. He was gonna get rid of all this stuff. He was
oh,
shutting
he was
down
gonna
the
scatter the
the
CIA to like
CIA. Yeah, right,
the dude's brain went missing. They literally
right,
they swapped the brain out with some other dude. Like they lost his brain.
right.
It's just crazy.
It's
I'm
in a
gonna say
vat somewhere, right? Connected to some Skynet shit.
these nasty people. Like I wouldn't put it past them, seriously.
Right, right. Let's
I'm
see.
gonna say 62% because to me, the majority of people I would say
Yeah, you
no.
would be right. You would be right. And I think that was based on a poll that was taken like in the early 2000s. So I can imagine what it is now.
Oh yeah.
But probably, I don't know. Does anybody think it went down the way they said? Like, I mean, It's so hard to, and we're to the point now where whatever it is that comes out in the news, I can't help but to start with the complete opposite assumption. And I
Mhm.
will work my way backwards from there. Like, whatever it is. I'm like,
Well, this
oh, I don't know
is
about
it. It's
that.
like if you have a person in your life that's like just a friend or whatever, and you catch them lying to you, are you going to trust anything they say from then
Man,
on? Like, we watch these people lie to us. Did you see the thing with Larry Elder? First of all, the thing with Larry Elder getting egged
the
by a woman
lady,
in
yes.
a gorilla. Okay. As if that wasn't nasty enough, the LA Times, did you see the LA Times
No.
article tweet thing that they put out? They say Larry Elder is involved in some kind of I forgot how they put it, but they don't specify what it is. They don't even specify that he was the victim of it. They say Larry Elder is caught up in some whatever attack or whatever. The picture that they show is of him. There was a woman that he was going in to hug, and he has his hand on her face. So if you look at the picture and you read the headline, you can only draw the conclusion that he slapped this woman. It looks like he's slapping her. And then the woman comes out and she's like, are you guys kidding me? He was going to give me a hug. Like, you're not going to even you're not even going to say that he was the victim of it. You're not even
Oh
going to
my
that was
goodness.
thrown. You're just going to say he was involved in some scandal and show a picture that looks like he's slapping a woman. That's
They
crazy.
frame everything. Like, man, that's such a travesty.
Right. But people are
Um,
doing it.
that is such a travesty. But yes, you were right. It was D, and I'm sure it's higher by now. Cloaked, thank you for the cookie. Cloaked says, I did 3 live streams on my YouTube channel last week. Got a strike for a song. Next live will be September 13th at 23:15. So September, right? Cloaked always has some interesting videos. CK Whitehorse, thank you for the cookie. You ladies rock. 2 beautiful souls. Much appreciated. Much love to you. Right? I thank you guys for your donations. It's much appreciated. Um, yeah, they frame everything, dude. Like if they told water is wet, I'm like, I don't know if water is wet now. Like I don't
Right.
know if I can believe you that water is wet. I'm gonna, it might be dry. I gotta figure it out for myself at this point. Like,
Exactly.
oh, all right.
Exactly.
We'll do a few more. We'll do a few more. What is the name of the probe carrying a gold-plated record intended to teach aliens about human civilization? Is it A, Pathfinder, B, Sputnik, C, Apollo 13, or D, Voyager 1? Hmm,
What was A?
Pathfinder.
I'm gonna say Pathfinder.
Right? I never understood this either. They put together this record and sent it out into the depths of space with like directions to Earth and shit, like,
Yeah.
basics about human civilization. I'm like, is that really a good
Like,
idea? Like,
but plus, like, if those people can travel to it, you think they don't know we're here? It's like sending a floppy disk out into
yeah,
space.
they're like a record. Like, what
They
is
have
this
some
shit?
1983 computer. They're just gonna pop it in really quick.
Yeah, right. Like what? Right. I mean, it looks crazy. It's embossed with all these crazy diagrams of like I don't know what I forget hydrogen and like direction. Literally directions to Earth. Like,
Mm.
I mean, with our luck, it'd be the freaking I don't know, like the Gorn or some evil, horrible, just all hell bent on space domination. Like, thanks for the directions, guys. You know.
I've never heard of the Gorn, but they sound
Saying it'd be something horrible, right? Find it. Hey, Blonde BLQ, thank you for the can. Love me some loyal. Love me some Blonde BLQ. Tell you that, right? Yeah, it was Voyager. Voyager 1 took the golden record out there. Like I've always questioned that decision. Like you guys just telling them where to find us. Like I don't know if that's the brightest idea in the world, man.
it is super weird. It is super
Right?
weird.
Just to anybody. Like I could see if you were directly sending a message to a specific species, like you guys are
It's like
cool, you
writing
can
your own
come.
phone number on the bathroom wall.
Right? Give them directions to Mars, man. Don't tell them to come here. What are you doing?
At a truck stop in
Yeah,
Poughkeepsie.
exactly. Exactly. Right? Exactly. But yeah, it was Voyager. Yes, Carl Sagan. Yes, exactly. Chandra, Carl Sagan. It was the brainchild of that idea. Um, these are our smartest and brightest. Like, let's just send this shit out there and see what happens.
Right. Well, they want to collide hydrogen, whatever. They just are. I don't know what they're just
Right,
like.
let's smash this shit together and see if we can make a black hole. That sounds like a
Exactly.
great
They're like
plan.
big, dumb babies with a magnifying glass. Like, what
I
does this
told
do?
you, right? Drunken monkeys. The real aliens fly by, lock their doors. Like, look at those assholes. All right, we're not stopping here, honey. Keep going. All right, I'm convinced. Um, all right. In which religion does Xenu, the dictator of the Galactic Confederacy, play a big role? Is it A, Scientology, B, Voodoo, C, Pastafarianism, or D, Islam?
Is Pastafarianism the spaghetti god monster? Oh my gosh. And what was D?
Islam.
Islam. I'm going to go with A, Scientology.
Final
You
answer,
know,
right?
that is my final answer. I have Dianetics and I don't know what possessed me, probably literally, to go out and buy it like in 2004 or something like that. I was like, I'm going to read Dianetics and see what this. Oh, cuz I heard that's what it was. I heard that Scientology was based on aliens. So I'm like, all right,
Yeah,
sold. I'm
right?
going to check
No,
it out.
I'll listen. Right?
I read about I consider myself to be a reasonably intelligent human being. I
Definitely.
couldn't, my brain was like farting it back out. I couldn't even absorb it if I tried. It's
Uh,
so weird.
right. And
It's very,
that's just the information that's available to the public. As you pay into this religion, you get crazier and crazier shit. Yes, it is Scientology, right? And apparently this Xenu, I don't. There was something. What was the actress from King of Queens that was
oh,
that breaking it down, all of it,
yeah.
talking about it? You know what I'm talking. I can't think of her
I
name.
was just talking about her. Leah Dunham. No, not Leah
No,
Dunham. Leah,
something with
uh,
an L.
oh
Come on, chat.
love her, by the way.
Right? Yeah, I mean, apparently, as you pay, not only do these people run serious psyops and like investigations on important people and all kinds of crazy shit, but there's something about souls and volcanoes, and then souls are going to come out of the volcanoes, and the god Xenu, like
Leah Remini, by the way.
Leah Remini. That's
You
it.
know, any of these kind of pay to play religions where it's like you can move up the social ladder and become more of a what, like if you're paying money or you're paying for information to like get closer to God, that should be your first
Man,
red flag to be like, maybe this is not
right, right.
legit. The thing was, I believe he was an absolute genius, but a maniac. And
Who?
so
L. Ron Hubbard?
L. Ron Hubbard, because that's where they get you. If you can explain things to things, and that's how you get people to deify you. When you can
Yes.
intellect them, then people are like, oh my gosh, he's so
Yeah,
smart, he's
but
so
it's
connected.
all that pseudo profound bullshit. It's not like actually profound. It's
Right.
like pseudo profound bullshit. You
Right. Well,
know.
it's there's probably an element of narcissism too that comes
Oh,
with that level of
for
intelligence,
sure.
where you're so used to being able to just uh basically manipulate people. Like you would be so bored with regular conversation, you'd probably just be sitting there manipulating people the whole time. You just get used to playing these games.
For sure.
And it's that's like the whole megalomaniac thing. Like it's these people aren't right in the head.
These people are sick, man.
Hmm.
Right? Uh all right. Let's do two more and then we'll wrap it up. All right. What novelist wrote Communion, which purported to be a true life retelling of his encounters with extraterrestrial beings? Was it A, Dean Koontz, B, J.D. Salinger, C, Tom Clancy, or D, Whitley Strieber?
Ooh, I would say either Dean Koontz or Tom Clancy. My mom would know because my mom reads everything from them.
Did you ever see the movie Communion?
No, I didn't.
Oh, that tripped me out. That's
Oh,
definitely one worth watching as far as like old school alien movies go.
really?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, the dude has made his rounds on the UFO circuit for sure.
Oh, well, then I want to rethink my
Right?
my
Tom,
answer.
right? Uh, let's see. Well, I'll tell you this. Tom Clancy does political intrigue novels.
Yeah, exactly.
Salinger was back in the day. Dean Koontz does horror, so that would be a likely answer. It was actually Whitley though. Whitley Strieber. Uh yeah, I mean his encounters, I mean I never read the book. Like that was but the movie was enough for me. Like that seemed fairly horrifying. Um
Did I ever tell you about my Fire in the Sky story about when I watched that movie?
I that movie when they put the needle in the eye, dude.
Oh boy. So I was like 13 or 14 when I saw that movie, and it take the I went to my friend's cabin. It was just like four of us girls. Her parents were supposed to be with us, but her parents were kind of like partiers. So they were like, okay, we're going to take you girls to Blockbuster and you can rent a movie. And then we're going to go out tonight. And we're actually going to stay in town because their cabin was like out in the boondocks. And so we went and we were having this sleepover party. It was just like 3 or 4 13-year-old girls watching this movie. For whatever reason, we end up getting Fire in the Sky. And it starts out and it's like Snowflake, Arizona, 1970, whatever.
Right?
We were in Snowflake, Arizona. We were literally in a cabin in the woods in Snowflake, Arizona, and none of us
Worst
slept.
movie ever, right? Worst choice ever for a freaking Snowflake, Arizona cabin sleepover.
I have never
Oh man.
so scared in my life.
I believe it, right? Because hey, they could come back. Alara swears that the movie was made to be like way more horrific. That the dude had actually broke his leg when they tractored him in. Which I mean, come on, they were tractoring him in. Like I was terrified at that point, right? But
Yeah,
that they were trying to help him, and that when they put him back, he wasn't naked and like whatever. But I don't know, man.
I don't
It's
know.
anything that takes you against your will, I've got a problem with. I've got a problem with anybody trying to make me do anything against my will.
Well, supposedly they fixed him, didn't they? Like
Yes,
when
if
they
he
had
broke his leg, they fixed it.
him, and so then they took him up and they repaired him. Like I get that, but that's
Still,
that guy
it,
makes the rounds too. He goes to lots of conferences and speaks.
hmm
I forgot his name, but
yeah, passed all the lie detector tests they gave him and his crew. Like,
mhm.
they were swearing up and down that those guys were a hoax, and I mean
I believe.
to this day, right? What is his name? Guys in the chat, I know somebody in this chat knows what was the name of the guy in Fire in the Sky. I should know this.
Don't
Now,
get it.
now I feel guilty because I don't have it at the tip of my tongue. Right? While you look that up, I'm gonna go give away the lemons and the scratching real quick, and then we'll do our last question.
Alrighty,
What was his
Travis Walton.
Travis? That's it. That is it. All right, hold on. All right, what is up? Morning Flower, Duppy, Julie65. Thank you for the lemons on DLive. Much love to you guys. What up, Keith? Good to see you guys. I'm sorry. I get scared to click on things. You guys know. Uh, my fears, my toaster fears. There go your lemons on DLive. While I go do the scratching, Kate. Um,
Release the scratching.
release the scratching. Right. Final question of the night. What does SETI stand for? SETI. What does SETI stand for? Is it A, the scientific endeavors in trigonomic instances? B, the search for extraterrestrial intelligence. C, the solar, extrasolar, terrestrial investigations. Or D, nothing. SETI just sounds cool.
I'm gonna say B.
Final answer?
Final answer. Whatever you said.
Right.
Search
The
for
search for extraterrestrial intelligence. All right, let me go over here. Oh, thank you, Rain with him, for the cookie. Thank you, guys. Thanks to those of you that donated tonight. I appreciate it. Thank you, Jay Brewskis, for the shades. You guys really, it helps to keep things going here. I couldn't do it without you. Thank you so much for your donations. Um, and the scratching should be released. Hopefully. All right, I'll know when the pills start rolling in. And it is, yes, it is B. It is the search for extraterrestrial intelligence. Right?
Nice. I
All right.
love ending on one where I get it right. Smart. Otherwise, I'd be laying out tonight, not being able to sleep. Thinking,
No, you did fantastic. I'm so glad you joined me today. This was fun, Kate. Thank you.
so I love this. Anytime you want me to come in, fill in for Tylena, I shall be here.
Yeah, Tylena, right? That good. I will be hitting you up, I am sure. This was a lot of fun. Thank you, mods. Much love to you guys for the work that you do. Wonder Mod, I see you there. Thank you. Kate, what do you have? Do you have anything you want to share with the peeps?
Nothing. Just check me out on Telegram, the Kate Awakening, and also We the Media on Telegram. That's where we're posting all of the happenings throughout every day.
Oh, I'll have to I still have Tylena's links in this description. I'll have to
Yeah.
add yours that way they can come back and get them.
Yeah.
Right? I got right. You see, I spelled your name wrong on YouTube just in case. Right?
Oh,
Yeah,
neat.
I was thinking. Who did I just see? Thank you, Golden Crisp, for where did it go? The 1556 gold pills. Much love to you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, what do so Tuesday I will be back on here. I am thinking I'm going to be covering either 9/11 or the Defense Authorization Act. Not 100% on that yet. I need to start doing interviews with people again too. I haven't had anybody on here in a while. Oh, Yuvonda said loved Kate as a host. Yeah,
Oh, thanks,
right.
Yvonne.
And you guys know what it is. Sunday. Sunday, 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 Sunday. Right? At 9. Space Force News on 1 Foot in 5D. Do come check it out if you haven't been there before. All the latest in tech, science, defense, and of course, space. Right? Come check that out. I think Monday, I don't know what we're doing for Conspiracy Couch yet, guys. I'm sure Laura and I will figure that out at some point. Other than that, thank you for your love and support. Thank you for hanging out with us. Join the Foxhole, join the Rokfin, and until next time, much love.